Hi guys, it's Wednesday. We're still reading Ranger in Time at the Hurricane Katrina. Remember, this really did happen in my lifetime. It happened and we were at Fremont and then we were at Escada. Very interesting stuff. Okay, Claire slammed the door shut. Nana hurried into the living room in her slippers. The levee's breached, look! Claire pointed to the front door. A waterfall poured in through the mail slot. We need to get up to the attic. The water in the living room was up to Claire's ankles. How high would it rise and how fast? Claire ran through the house to her bedroom. She grabbed her backpack full of clothes and her book. What if the whole house flooded? Claire looked at the clarinet and music books under her desk, her bulletin board covered with report cards and SPCA volunteer certificates. Should she try to fill another bag? Ranger stood in the doorway. The whole house was vibrating in the rushing flood. He could feel it under his paws. He barked and Claire turned to look. The house groaned and something thumped against the siding. The time for packing was over. Nana, come on. Claire led her grandmother up to the attic. She dropped her backpack on the wooden floor and helped Nana settle on one of the sleeping bags they used when they camped near Lake Pontchartrain in the summer. You okay for now? Claire asked. Nana nodded and pulled her knitting from her bag. Don't you worry, baby, Nana said. Your daddy'll be home soon. Wait here, Claire said. I'm going to get us some water and food. Claire turned back to the stairs. Ranger stayed so close she almost tripped over him. She'd taken only 2 steps down when her breath caught in her throat. The water was covering the bottom stairs. How could it be rising so fast? Lord, Claire whispered. But they couldn't stay in that stifling attic without drinking water. Claire stepped into the flood and pushed forward. It was already up to her knees. Ranger splashed after her through the living room. The little wooden end table was flipped, legs in the air, floating toward the doorway. Claire pushed it out of the way and struggled to the kitchen. The refrigerator had toppled over onto its door, so she couldn't get anything inside. Claire grabbed 2 bottles of water from a high shelf. She bent over and felt around under the filthy water. Where was the cooler they had packed? And there she is. And there's Ranger. See Ranger? See her? Ranger tried to hold his chin up, but soon waves of water swept his paws out from under him and he was paddling. Ranger barked. It wasn't safe here. They had to get back where it was dry. Go on, Claire came up sputtering, her shirt dripping with muck. Go up with Nana, I'm coming. Claire snatched a loaf of bread and a box of garbage bags that were floating by. They needed more food. She needed more time. How could it be so deep already? Ranger pawed at Claire, struggling to stay above the awful, sharp-smelling water. It was nothing like the lake where he swam with Luke and Sadie at home. This water smelled of waste and gasoline. It wasn't safe. Claire had to get out of it. She understood that too. Come on, dog, she said, and fought her way through the water, nudging him along with her leg. The current threatened to push her over. How could there be a current in her house? Claire reached for the couch to steady herself, but that was floating too. There was nothing to grab. Ranger felt her hand on his back and struggled to keep himself afloat. He paddled through the living room until his paws finally touched the stairs. Claire climbed 5 steps and sank down beside him, her arms full of soggy bread and water bottles. She stared into the living room at all of her family's things, tables and books and board games, all floating in this stinking water. There was barely time to catch her breath. In seconds, the flood was licking at her sneakers. Claire slogged up the stairs. She climbed into the attic and closed the door. You get some water? Nana asked from the corner by the vent. Wet curls stuck to her forehead. She dabbed at her face with the purple bandana she wore at basketball practice. Here. Claire handed her one of the bottles. Nana opened it and took a long drink. Claire knelt by the vent and tried to see outside. The rain had stopped, but water gushed down the street. It felt as if their house had landed in the middle of the Mississippi River. Help should be coming soon, Nana, Claire said, but she had no idea if that was true. Pray they make it fast, Nana said. She took a shaky breath, leaned back against the wall, and closed her eyes. Claire dragged another sleeping bag from the camping things and spread it out. Ranger looked up at her. Go on, dog. There's room for you. He curled up on the slippery red nylon. Claire pulled Bud, not Buddy, from her bag and sat beside him, leaning against the wall. She tried to get lost in the story with Bud and his rules, but her eyes stayed on the attic door. Where was the water now? Could it rise high enough to fill the attic? If it did, where would they go? How would they even get out? Claire's eyes fell on the axe in the corner. She hoped she wouldn't need it, and she prayed she'd be strong enough to use it if she did. Well, that's Ranger and Time. If you're finishing your packets, I need you to really do the seesaw activities every day. And those of you who have 100% on GG, congratulations. And those of you who are working on Lexia, there were 2 certificates, and I will try to send them to you on Seesaw so you can see them. Anyways, have a good one, and I'll see you online. Bye.